What is up, man? I'm here with this car here, as you can see. What I'm doing is just, I've got these little thermostat sensor right here and some thread sealant, so you can actually wire in a temperature sensor for your electric fan. See those two relays right there? Those two relays are just my electric fans right here. What I've got here is basically just a dual radiator fan setup. Dual electric fans, 4,000 CFMs. They're pretty freaking huge. And I wired this up a while back. These radiator fans, all these colorful new wires are my fans. The fuses are right here, yada yada, battery power. There's a positive terminal block over there. But the problem is, I actually don't have a thermostat for these. So my fans are hot, they're running all the time when I'm driving. And you can have them like that, you know, just to make them work. But the problem with that is, you actually have to have the fans running. If you don't have a thermostat in there, where my finger's pointing at, if you don't have a thermostat, a physical one inside the neck right there, going to the intake, your motor's gonna run too cold, especially if you have a nice fan like that. That's really good at cooling. So what I need to do is I need to thread in a little sensor, which is this right there. You know, it's just a little spade terminal thermostat sensor, and thread it into that right there, where that hex nut is. Right there, this one. And obviously it's probably factory. This is a Edelbrock Performer intake, as you can see. I got my actual thermostat right there. It's very old and green, but it works, it's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna thread into right there. There's also another spot up there, depending on what water pumps you have, but I'm not gonna use that. I want to use this one because it's ease of use right there next to the filler neck. And I think it'll be a fine enough rating. Where I got this, oh, this dog is barking too much. That's actually kind of crazy. Where I got this from eBay, from American Volt. As you can see right there, on the side of the thermostat, it says 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So what that is going to do is this is basically going to act as your ground. See, I've got a bunch of colors right here, these colors. So what each color means is red right here, as you can see. Well, that's not red, that's the freaking fuse. I'm stupid. That's the fuse. Because of course you have to have fuse so they don't burn up your entire car. Yellow is what I meant to say. Yellow is battery power. So these fuse obviously are to connect to this terminal, which connects to the battery right here. This yellow is battery power. I wired this whole rig myself, by the way. Yellow is connected to it's connected to hot from the battery, and then red is the power straight to the fans. That's the power for the fans. Yellow and red are both hot. They're the hot wires. So green actually is your ignition, or you can wire it to where you have a switch in the dash that you could flip up and then your fans are powered on, whatever. You can do that too. But here's my ignition. They're basically just both connected to each relay together, and then there's this red wire right here, which is the ignition. So that's connected to a slot in the fuse box or something. And then blue, this is what we're gonna look at. The blue is our ground. Our blue is our ground to a ground terminal. Like I have a bunch of grounds right here just sitting there, yada yada, for everything. This is going to be what this connects to, because this is going to be our ground. The whole point of this working is it's just a ground. So how this works is, this is going to basically be a ground. Okay, so when this is all installed and wired up to the grounds, this is going to prevent your fans from spinning when you first start the car. It's going to allow your motor to heat up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, like it says right there, 180. So that's the temperature it's gonna head up to. And then once it hits that temperature, then the fans will turn on. And then when those fans turn on, this sensor specifically it's going to go all the way down to 165. It's gonna cool the motor, and then when it does go to 165, this will stop grounding out. So then the fans will turn off again, and basically it's a whole cycle like that. So like for example, on the highway, I'm probably gonna pretty much have the fans running because my motor is gonna obviously be running at higher RPMs. On the street, this is going to be doing a lot of work, you know. But you gotta have your motor in the proper heat range, like I have right here, so you can actually burn the contaminants out of all your oil. And obviously, you know, running your motor cold is going to give it a bit more wear, and that's what I've been doing lately. If right now how I'm running it, there's no sensor, temperature sensor, to where it stops the fans. It actually runs around like 140, and that's not hot at all. That's pretty cool. That's actually really cool. I mean, it works. It's fine. It's totally fine. Especially where I'm at. I'm in Florida. It's hot. You know, it gets freaking hot. But I've never had a heating problem. This radiator is huge. These fans are giant, and they're pushing tons of air. Tons of air. It's very efficient cooling from this motor and this setup from Derail. This came with the car. It's really great. Really good fan. But yeah, I've got some 30 amp fuses in there. I'm just going to take off that little plug in the intake and then shove this little thing in there. So for that little factory plug on the intake, it's actually a hex bit. It's one of these. I gotta see which one I've got. I've got from 2 to 10 in increments of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. But I have a 9mm too. So I'm gonna be throwing a 3/8 ratchet at it, see if it comes right off. It's just sitting in the back where there's a bunch of water. Okay, so I think it's a 10 mil or a 9 because I threw the 9 in there and it fit. Yeah, it's a 9. Okay. Well, it's probably not in metric, but in standard. But hey, we gotta do what we can, right? We gotta use what we got. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys are sitting right there. I don't have. Obviously, it's nighttime, so I'm just. Actually, hold on. Before you take out the plug, obviously the cooling system is not drained. So for your little sensor, try to get a long socket that you can actually thread in right away. And also make sure to use some of this stuff. You can't see, but thread sealer, high temperature, so you can put on the threads of the new sensor you're about to put in. Find a long socket that actually fits over my new sender. Okay, cool little fun fact. My sensor didn't actually fit any of my thread sockets. So what I'm doing is I'm using the impact socket. I've got a huge impact. This is a 7/8, as you can see, because it's supposed to fit on like that. As you can see in there, it fits. So that sucks. I'm trying to use sorry, I was freaking holding the light in my mouth, but I've got this 7/8 impact, and I've got this sensor, and none of my 3/8 sensors fit on this socket. It's a 7/8 hex, so it's pretty fucking big. What I'm gonna do now is just, let me get this out of the way first of all. I'm gonna put some of the thread sealant on the threads of the sender so I can have it ready before I pull the plug out, so I can not have coolant fly everywhere. Yeah, that'd be great, right? How amazing, man. Before I slather thread sealer on it, I will see if I can get that plug unstuck. So I'm gonna shove that in there, and then I'm gonna show you guys the moment of truth of me taking this thing out. God damn, that's just tight. What the? Okay. It's not flush. It's a different socket size. Oh no, we're so screwed. We're so screwed. Oh. Should I get an impact? I think I should get an impact. I think I should get an impact, guys. Oh my goodness, this is gonna suck bad. Let me try the 10. The 10 is too big. I don't really have hex bits and stuff. Oh, this is bad. Oh, I can't fit it in there. I need to find a hex bit that I can use that doesn't suck. I'm gonna get my impact. I'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna have some fun here. I do not have any standard sized hex bits, so we're just gonna send it with the impact right here. Let's go. It's on setting 2. I'm gonna try 1 first. All right, please work. All right, not enough. Why is so much rust coming out? Ew. There's rust all up in the hole. I mean, or I could use a breaker bar. I could do that too. Awesome. Absolutely nothing happened. All right, this is the time for a breaker bar. Hey, it's not budging. It's probably been in there for years. Hey, what can you do, man? What can you do? All right, Daddy ain't playing no more. We got the 1/2-inch breaker bar. We are going to break this shit, and you're gonna like it. All right, feller. I want to be able to put this lights on. And we're gonna get this shit out of there somehow. So, big ass breaker bar on a very sketchy socket. Oh my god, I think I fucking warped it. Oh my god, it's not big enough. I shouldn't do this, bro. I need the right one. I don't have the right sockets, man. This is not good at all. Oh my god, this is not good. Oh my god, I have to buy more. I just need to get this out. Can I just find a way to mash the freaking 10 in there? I want to be able to hit it in there. Get in there, please. Please. Oh my god, I'm fucked. I'm screwed. Oh my god. I've been wanting to do this for a long time now, and I don't have the right tools for this. This is a standard. It's probably like a bit bigger. Why does it have to be a hex? This sucks. I don't want to keep going with the 9 and then I have to strip the whole thing, right? You suck, bro. First of all, let me check if it's even right. I think it'll fit, right? I actually don't know if it will. I have no idea, to be honest. Bunch of freaking rust came out. Should, right? shit. This is not good. Okay, hear me out. What if we shove the towel on the socket and shove it in there? I think that'll work. Yeah, what if we shove the towel in it? Will that work? Ow. I think that'll work, right? Nope, it didn't work. Oh my god, I'm ruining it. I'm ruining it. Okay, I gotta stop before I fucking... Oh my god, I'm so stupid, man. It's not good at all. We're gonna have to continue this with the right size socket, because I'm gonna strip this thing out. I freaking got the socket. Look, I got a 3/8 hex socket thing, and I think this is the right one, but I've stuck it in there and it's not fitting because I already scarred up the inside, so I kind of have to hammer it in there. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. Make sure you have the right equipment before you before you start a job, or else it'll be like me. Hammer it in there. Get in there. Oh shit. Ow! It's hot. I have to drive the car to O'Reilly's. Uh-oh, this is not good at all. Oh my god. I need a hammer or something. Such a fucking dumbass. Get in there. Get in there. Let it out. Hold on. All right, I got a hammer. I gotta bump it in there now. I don't care about this, like, it's going in there. Please work. Oh, I got it. I did it. You saw that? I did it. Yes. I got it to get free. Oh my god, look at that. Wow. That is so tough. Alright, let's get the freaking ratchet out. Oh my god, I broke that free. Thank goodness, I'm throwing that plug away. Alright, moral of the story, children. Always have the right tools for the job before you start the job, or else you'll be stripping bolt holes and going out and wasting your money, even though I still had to buy that because I didn't have any. I have mostly metric tools. I don't know why, because I've always just bought metric tools. I don't know why. I need to have more standard, obviously, because obviously I work on American vehicles. Like, see, coolant's gonna come out of that. All of the red stuff is like coming out. Yeah, this is pretty much, yeah. So make sure you have the other plug ready before you take this out, obviously, because coolant is gonna just fly out of there. So that's why I have the big socket for the thermostat. Oh my god, I dropped it. Alright, you see, just like that, you gotta put some thread sealer on it. It looks like poo-poo, I know, but I'm gonna wipe it off really quick right now. Gotta clean it up so it looks nice and pretty. We like having a pretty engine bay, right guys? Not really, I do not give a shit how this looks, as long as it's a fucking functioning motor. There we go. A bit better, you know. Just make sure to have some in them threads so you can stop some leaks. And make sure to have your socket ready so you can thread it in there, because coolant's gonna fly everywhere and well, not really. Coolant's gonna spill out, and then you're gonna put your plug in there. Oh my god, look at that. It's green and disgusting. And hold on, let me Oh my god! Wait, I forgot. I'm so stupid. Okay, second thought. You see, I've forgotten the basic principle that, you see, as you can see, once you start your motor and drive it, let's say to the nearest gas station, your coolant system is actually under pressure. So let's hold off for that until the system cools down, or else I'm going to have coolant exploding everywhere and burning my skin. You see, guys, that's why you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention and study before you work on your vehicle. And remember the basic fundamentals, as if basic fundamentals, like whenever you are driving your car, the cooling system is actually under pressure. So yeah, that's a very like, look, I can look at all the flakes, bro. It's not very hot. I mean, probably because I'm only touching a little bit, but it's just, you know, look how far back it is. This is so bad. I am such an idiot. Well, at least we got the socket in there. This is actually working out for us because since I had to hammer it in, now it's gonna stay stuck to the socket, so I can just pull it out and then figure I can start threading the new one in. Wow. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a while. I'm not very smart. Or should I just do it and just say fuck it? Should I just say fuck it? How hot is it? I mean, it's not really like scalding hot, but it's pretty hot. It's not super hot though. So I can probably get away with it. But what if it's the wrong freaking... What if it's the... So, what if it's the wrong size? You know, what if it's not the right thread pitch and all that? I don't know. We'll just put the old one back in and then we'll just see what we can do. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm gonna see if I can freaking do this now. I think the car's cooled down a good amount. And I've got all this thread stuff here ready. It's just waiting to get put in. Let's see what happens, honestly. Please don't, like, spray everywhere. Oh, look at that. We did it, boys. Yeah. Now we could just... See, it's nice, it's like filled up though. Hold on, I'm gonna clean that actually. There's like a bunch of like crud. Make sure to get all this crud out of the way, guys. Look at that. Ew. There's like old Teflon that was there before I opened it up. Ew, disgusting. Alright, now let's see if this fits in there, which it should. Yes, it fits, guys. Just gotta thread it in with the good old socket. Just gotta put this over. You got a long socket or whatever you got here, like I do. And then just thread it in there until it gets pretty tight. Don't want to over torque anything. I think I should put in more because it's not like all over the threads, but you know, it's got good covers, you know, threads. I think that's good, right? It's in there. The wire's gonna go like behind the alternator here, ideally. So yeah, I think that's pretty good, man. Here, I got it. Look at this plug, bruh. Yeah. This is shit. Yeah, I freaking ruined this plug, so I think this is gonna go straight in the garbage. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so now we're just gonna get on with the wiring part. We're pretty much just replacing these blue wires and connecting them together and then having them all come off of this little bung right here. Or what I can do is I can have one always running, or I can have both connected to that. I think I might go the both connected and then both connect to the ground route, but I think, I don't know actually. I could choose to leave one. So if it hits 180, it'll take a bit longer for it to go down to one. It'll take a bit for it to go down all the way to 165. But I don't know though, because if that ground fails, I have no fans. I'm gonna keep these blue wires, of course, because of course I can. Now I gotta disconnect the battery first. Let me take off these quick release terminals here. All I'm gonna do is just unbolt these little grommets I've got. Should be easy enough. Just gonna grab. I think these are a 14, right? Yeah. I need to grease up this ratchet. This is not working. Alright. This little ground wire for my little relays. You should always keep these just in case. If you do have like a failure in the way, you can emergency bolt these right up. Great. Boom. And there's the second one. It's a bit longer. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these two together. Connect two different wires I'm going to pull out together, and then have one extra wire sticking out of a crimp like I have for the ignition right here. As you can see, just like a red wire coming out of the green wires that are spliced together. You can all just thread them into each other. This is going to be what's connected to the thermostat, this red wiring here. It's pretty nice and thick. And I got some more blue wire here. This is 10 gauge, but it's kind of big for 10 gauge, but whatever. Got a bunch of these 10 gauge spade connector things and these little shrink connectors, so like they could be waterproof. Yeah, you just gotta shove those inside of there, boy. What I like to do is if it's too frayed out, I just grab my fingers and just twist it. This helps if the end is too thick to fit in the hole. Bit more of a segment. I just twist it around. This wire protective covering is very soft. I don't know why. This is Amazon wire, but it works just fine. It was cheap. There's multiple colors to choose from, and it works. This is a high current circuit. It's drawing a lot of power, so it's proved its worth. Bruh. What the fuck? Look at that little shit. Yo, get the hell. Yo, get off me. Bro, this fucking cockroach just jumped on me. Oh yeah. Look at that little fucking idiot. Get the fuck out. Oh, he didn't come off my finger. No, I don't want you in my car. I don't want you in my car. Okay, fine. Look, now that it's nice, you can see the ends poking out there. Now I can crimp it. This is like what a freaking. I could just crimp it like this. Oh. Boom. Check that out. Get up, by the way. This is what I was talking about. Look at the whole ass kit for whatever the heli, and it's got a bunch of little crimps too. Well, not crimps, but heat shrinks. They're all colorful. Color code your stuff. Very useful stuff. Very cool. Okay, cool. How cool, guys. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crimp. I'm gonna cut off both these ends and make them so they can fit inside of the connector, the butt connector. think I have to do this to the wires. I'm kind of like splicing them together. As you can see, I have now installed it. So there's a little connector down here with all the wires spliced together. It's good. This is all just one ground. Don't get too confused. It's a little bit messy, but it works. All the metal's touching. You got your connections here, nice and solid and tight. All you need to do is just have this wire connected to the thermostat. So we'll just move that right there. I'm just threading. Oops, and all the plastic's breaking. I'll just thread this through. Okay, maybe I should cut the wire first because the roll is not fitting. There, that works. Not the best, but again, you just gotta do what you gotta do. This I definitely should use some what you call it, the freaking shit that covers the wire, some wire cover protective things. I don't like how it's touching the alternator, because the alternator gets hot. I'm gonna zip tie them together. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna zip tie them. Oh, good. My spoils of war. I actually rigged everything up now. So as you can see, you've got both blue grounds to the relays spliced into this connector here. And what happens from here is that it's connected to this ground that is connected straight to that thermostat right there. And I make sure to not let it touch the alternator or the valve cover, just because I know if it gets too hot, it might burn up a little bit. But it should be fine because it's not touching the alternator. That's what I'm scared of. I mean, it's supposed to do that, you know? Protect the wires. Or when I can, I'll get smaller shrink wire or wire protectant. So I'll clean all this up, then I'll start the car. I'll see if this thermostat works. I turned the car on. Obviously the fans are not running right now, but once it hits 185, they should turn on. Here, our temps are right there, 112. Obviously it's cold. We'll have to wait until those reach 185, and then we can see what happens when those fans kick on. Okay, make sure for the inside of the sensor also to seal that up too, because it's leaking. I don't know why the camera shifted. It's not letting me record it. but I gotta take that out and put sealant on that too. That was pretty much it. It works, but the temperature, I don't think the temperature reading is accurate, because it went up to like 195, like 190 or something around there, and then it kicked on. But then the temperature reading also changed. It like fluctuated. So I don't know. I mean, it works. When the fans turn off, it says like 165 like it's supposed to. But what can you do? I think I need a new temperature sender, or maybe the connections are bad. I don't know. I wire brushed the other temperature sender just to see if it worked. Right now I'm just waiting for the car to cool down so I can take out the sender again and put some more of the thread juice to stop leaks and all that. The threads won't stop them. I think I might put back one of the grounds because of the problem I just said, and I think I would like one fan always to be on. I don't know, I just feel like one of them always got to be on. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, it works well. It's great. It's just a little weird, but I've definitely needed this. I think this will help me with my mileage too, because if your motor is running too cold, your mileage will suffer. But for me, sometimes I think if it's also too hot, it'll start to guzzle gas, but it depends. But that should be it. Okay. My video is like, it's not really, my video is not a tutorial. It's like more of a like a vlog, I guess. I'm just doing random shit. But you could use it as a tutorial, you know. I don't see a lot of like actual installations of the temperature sender on like small blocks and whatever intakes and stuff. But yeah, I'd say use a bit more of this, like cover more threads so like it actually, you know, seals. I think I gotta take out the whole socket. And also use more of this, and then depending on how much fans you have in your setup, you might use one fan, you might use two, but most people use two. That's what I see on most diagrams on the internet. But yeah, that's that. Do whatever you want. Don't blow up your car, I guess, and don't ruin it, and don't die.